Well, for some people, retirement offers the perfect opportunity for reinventing yourself. While a lot of retirees spend their days tinkering in a garage or woodworking or gardening, one former police officer decided to take a different path. He started a band based on his favorite music from his youth. Long after the beach music craze of the 60s, the Fort Mill Shaggers are sharing the toe-tapping style of music with a new generation. Carolina Impact's Jason Terzis continues his look at beach music's most iconic bands in our Summer Sand and Shag series.
From the coastline to the Queen City, the sounds of the surf have been a favorite among local music fans for decades.
I grew up listening to the Embers, Band of Oz, and Shakers. I said, I hope those guys never go away.
Beach music evolved through the 60s and 70s, hitting its peak of popularity in the 80s.
I always say beach music was at its height then. There were a lot more beach music stations, and that's all that played is beach music. Taking
advantage of that popularity, Mitch Simpson formed the East Coast Rivieras in the early 80s.
It went for 9 years. We recorded only original beach music.
Playing with the band was a weekend escape for Mitch, whose real job was working as a police officer in High Point.
And the day I turned 21, I was sworn in, hit the streets. I worked there until 2002. I had the equivalent of 30 years. I was able to retire at 47 and a half.
Once he retired and turned his badge in, Mitch's musical passion started re-emerging.
It just hit me like a ton of bricks one day. It's, you know, why are you not doing what you have always wanted to do full time? You've got the pension, the North Carolina pension that you can fall back on. And I had a long talk with my wife about it, and she's my biggest cheerleader. She said, absolutely, you go for your passion. Rarely do people get to do that, so she said, you go for it.
So in 2004, Mitch began researching and talking with people in and out of the music industry. If he did it, he wanted to do it right.
And I remember getting advice whenever I was thinking about putting it together. So, Mitch, don't just do beach music, because it's a slimmer piece of pie than it used to be. The genre is still strong, but it's not as strong as, in some regards, as it used to be.
Oh, sweet Masters, baby. Mitch created the Summer Days Party Band, and for nearly 14 years has been entertaining crowds with a mix of beach and dance music.
It's a good band, good party band. You're able to get the feel of the old school beach music, and you're able to get the feeling of the dance music.
Mitch has assembled a crew of talented musicians who refer to him as the band daddy. He runs it like a business, which means at times difficult decisions have to be made.
Anytime you put a band together or any kind of group together, some people stick, some people fit in that, and some people don't. I had to part ways with some very close friends of mine.
He's added a vocalist, Stacy Danner.
And when the music's through, he's looking for a little romance.
Unbelievable vocalist.
They say he's gonna leave, girl, tell him I'll take that chance. Oh.
Thanks to Stacy singing, the band's latest release, Rockin' a Hard Place, made it all the way to #1 on the beach music charts.
The countdown rolls on with a song that's moving up everybody's charts. This is the latest from the Summer Days Band, featuring Stacy Danner and Rockin' a Hard Place.
My mom used to say, you've been singing since before you could talk.
And every song I've ever given her, she owns it, and she knocks the cover off the ball every time.
Stacy was nominated for Female Vocalist of the Year at the annual Carolina Beach Music Awards in November.
It was such an honor to be nominated.
She's got great pitch. She sings with a lot of soul. Even if I wasn't in this band, I would think she was probably the best singer out there in the whole genre.
Doesn't get any better than her.
Joining Summer Days nearly 2 years ago at the same time as Stacy was trumpet player and backup singer Tara Kelly.
Stacy and I were both with another band before this one. And Mitch, I remember him calling me up one time. He said, see this right here? I said, yeah. He says, that's your spot. Whenever you want it, it's right there. You know, basically, Stacy and I said, okay, but we're a package deal.
Having Stacy and Tara up front gives Summer Days a unique look in that they don't look like every other beach band out there.
I've had people tell me for years, well, you really need a front man. What, so I'll fit like those other folks or fit like, no, we're who we are, take it or leave it, and most people take it.
We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun up there, and I think that dynamic, I think other people see that.
Writing most of the new music that Stacy sings is Summer Days guitarist Pat Cashin. He's been in the music biz for years.
You've got writers in your band, put them to work. put out their stuff, be known for, this is Summer Days' groove right here, just like Jim Quick is known for his, just like Chairman of the Board, Shakers, Embers. Put out your own kind. Don't try to be one of those groups. Be who you are.
Whether playing the famous Fat Harold's in North Myrtle Beach or the Moose Lodge in Belmont, Summer Days is always ready to put on a show, and a long one at that. A typical night consists of 3 sets of roughly 18 songs each, so playing 50+ songs a night is the norm, with a good mix of original as well as covered material.
We can do 60-Minute Man or Summertime is Calling Me, and then Bruno Mars, and that dance floor is packed.
It's a hoot. I mean, I can't believe we get paid for this, you know?
I think it's pretty safe to say this former police officer is enjoying his retirement. For Carolina Impact, I'm Jason Terzis reporting.
Thanks so much, Jason. Summer Days has 2 new songs set to be released in the coming weeks, So Glad and Home Cooking. You'll want to check them out. I know I do.